What's up, everybody, and welcome to another reading with the Crown Priestess. I'm going to do a collective reading for a non-romantic connection shindig, right? So I was inspired to do this reading while I was doing actually a private reading for someone else. I am available for personal readings if you are interested in booking that. Also, for a limited time right now, you can ask one question for $15. I'm keeping this promo up throughout the holiday season. You do get a video with your $15 question. It's a short video, usually nothing over like 5 to 8 minutes, but yeah, that's the special that I'm having right now for the holiday season. I hope that everybody enjoyed the holidays, those of you who actually celebrate it. And I'm going to do this reading, like I said, I'm going to focus this around connections that are more platonic, right? Friends, family, colleagues, whatever. I'm not basing this collective reading around romantic situations right now, although life is different for everybody. So please place the energy where you need to place it in your personal situation. It is a general reading, so only take what resonates and let the rest fly for the next guy, okay? So with that being said, sorry if you hear my son playing with paper bags in the background. This is a collective reading for friends and family is what I want to say, because yeah, okay. Now, before I get started, this is funny because I was doing another reading, and so I have these cards out already. And so I'm going to read it. These are love oracle cards, but it's interesting that this is the card that was facing me here. It says, beware of what you are projecting, for the qualities you admire in one another are qualities you both possess. Equally so, the qualities you don't like are also your own reflection, right? And I think that this applies very well to friends, family dynamics. A lot of times we attract people, right, that are very similar to us for that season of our life. And the things that we hate about other people are usually things that we hate about ourselves, whether we realize it or not. The same way that what we love about people are things that we love about ourselves as well, or that are good traits, good qualities, right? So it's interesting that that card was kind of just sitting there flipped up. I think that that is a relative message to this reading. I'm sorry, one second, y'all. What is this? Can you leave that bag alone, please? Fine, whatever. Moving forward. It's like, you know, and shit, I go through this, right? Ooh, I want to punch myself. But, you know, like when somebody be like, girl, you just like your mama, or girl, you just like your daddy, and you feel like mad offended. You know what I mean? Because you like, I'm not nothing like that fucking person, but other people can see that, yes, you are. And it's triggering because a lot of times it's those things that that card was explaining, those qualities that you see in somebody that you don't really like about yourself, but yet they are mirroring almost what you are or what you have become. And a lot of times the shadow work is necessary, you know, like that's exactly what those triggers are for, is to get you sort of to focus on what things you don't like about yourself or what things you do like about yourself, so that you can change those things or so that you can capitalize on them, right? Okay. Friends and family, what do you have for the collective? Okay, those came out quick. Door to personal healing and happiness, patience, and the garden and the gate. This is very interesting, walking away, right? So, and like I just explained, with that, with the garden and the gate, the personal healing, it kind of goes together, right? Like fixing the things about yourself that you don't like and sort of nurturing and watering the things that you do like, and being kind to yourself in the process as well. Because I feel like this is definitely something that a lot of you are working into. Some of you can be 34, in your 30s period. I see 30 and 34, they were brought to my attention. So you could be in the 30s or so age, mid-30s, something like that. Some of you are older, some of you are younger, it doesn't matter. The point is, you are in the process of elevating, okay, on a personal level. And the people around you you're starting to understand that the people around you are a reflection of who you are or what you're becoming. And so you really got to sit back and ask yourself, what is it that I want to be? Who do I want to be? Is this aligned with me? Do these people, are they resonating? Like, I think that a lot of you, especially with families, I'm getting family very strong with this energy, like with the garden and the gate, right? It reminds me of like being at home. And then you have the walking away card. And it's interesting because in this photo, it's garden and the gate, and she's kind of in there looking at her stuff and assessing, do I really want to be here? And then in the walking away card, boom, she opens the fucking gate and she's out of here, right? So it's interesting to see that both of those cards came out, because I think that's exactly where you are in life right now. You are assessing if the circle you're in is the circle that you want to be in, right? A lot of you too are the glue to a lot of situations. I feel like, especially in friendship dynamics, even in family dynamics, you're like the life of the party. You're like the reason that people hang out. You're the reason that people stick together. You're the reason that everybody's in the group chat. And it's like, if you leave, if you walk out of that chat, everything kind of just falls to the wayside because you are the glue. If you walk out of that scene, that house, nobody could care, people could care less about each other. And it's because it's not really a solid foundation. It's not really a solid circle. Something to that degree. All right, let's get deep into this. Why is personal healing and happiness here? The door to it. Everything is about a door, right? Door to personal healing and happiness. It's a door, right? The garden and the gate, the walking away, the fences. All of this has to do with walking out of one situation and into a new life, into a new path. I think a lot of you are shedding old skin, and really learning that this is just not for me anymore. This is not who I want to be or where I want to be. And these people and I no longer have things in common. These people don't nourish me. These people don't bring the best out of me, right? And that's where you really got to look at is like, who am I when I'm around these people? Okay? That's really what it boils down to. It also comes to a place where you're asking yourself, am I really healed around some of these dynamics or some of these situations? Because a lot of you have had some sort of deep wounds, I'm hearing deep rooted wounds with these family members, with these friends. Some of you have just gone through things that are unimaginable and you've kind of like let it rock. You've kind of like went without saying anything, swept it under the rug, like let the dust settle, etc. But never really actually addressed the problems, never really processed what is happening or what has happened to you. You've sort of just ignored the trauma. And now that these things are arising, you're uncomfortable, right? You're feeling irritated. You're feeling agitated. You almost feel there's like a violent energy to this to some degree, which is like that just happened in a personal reading. But what I want to say is, are you really healed? You're asking yourself, are you really healed from what is happening? Or are you just isolated enough to feel like you healed? You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you haven't healed. What is that? Let me see if I have that on my phone. I think if I'm the smart person that I am, I think I screenshotted it so that I can meditate on that. Because I do that when I see things that I feel like are signs. I'll screenshot and I'll meditate on the energy for some time. Let me see. Let me see if I'm a smart girl or not, right? I'll tell you right now. I think I'm a smart girl. I think I'm a smart girl. Here we go. I'm a smart girl, okay? It said, you are not healed. You're just isolated with no one around to trigger you. Okay. So some of you have been in the process of, in an isolation process, right? Where you're not really chilling with people. You're not really hanging out. You're like, oh, I don't want to go to that function. A lot of you spend Thanksgiving alone. I don't know if your family naturally celebrates that holiday or not, but you could just be in a time where you're celebrating by yourself, or you're not celebrating at all because you're trying to avoid being around certain people. And while that is a good idea, and while that is part of the process when we are healing, you have to, now when it's time to come back around people is when the magic works, right? Is when you realize like, well, did I fix it? Or did I just like kind of hide under a fucking rock until, you know, until now? And now people are still upsetting you. People, and that's what I'm saying about processing the anger, processing the trauma, processing the sadness, because sometimes not dealing with a situation is not fixing it. You understand? Just because you're not dealing with it, just because you're not making yourself present in those places, it doesn't mean that you're fixing it. So something to that effect. Okay. Let's see. The moon, the page of swords. Okay. So a lot of you are, first of all, there is fear surrounding, I don't want to say fear, there's doubt. Okay. I don't feel fear. I feel doubt. Doubting if you should come around a certain people, place, or thing. You know, doubting, you know, do I care enough about this situation? Do I love said person enough to make this work, to start fresh, to come back around? You know, should I heal this connection, situation? You know, a lot of you, this is like a group. There's a group of people here, right? You see this group? This is the King of Cups card in this deck, but there's all these people around this guy, right? He's not alone. So this is like a group setting for a lot of you. And it's an interesting bunch, right? Everybody's a little different. Everybody's a little crazy. Every family is switching it up. Friends, you know, there's different dynamics. But what you're asking yourself is it worth me being around these people anymore? Do I care enough to keep these relationships going, to heal these connections? If people keep hitting me up right now, I'm sorry, y'all. This is why I know it's a group dynamic for y'all. I swore that I had this on silent, but clearly not. Okay. I don't know what that was about. Okay. Okay, got it. That's interesting because one of my personal clients is like going off right now because I just did that reading and I know that was crazy. That's right. Moving forward, some of you are really having to reassess the circles that you're in. And it's because some of these relationships are very dear to your heart. But just because you love somebody doesn't mean that you want to fucking be around them all the time. You know, like I can love you and I can want to see you win and I care, but girl, like you're just it's a whole mental like drain on me to have to deal with you. Like, you know, some of these people you're having to deal with in doses. And I know a lot about that. It's like, yeah, I'll see old girl, but we got to do it in sessions because if I spend too much time here, I'm going to feel depleted. And that's kind of where you're at with these people around your life, you know, and you're questioning whether it's worth reconnecting with these people or not, or you're trying to, because some of these people, see, somebody here doesn't understand. And I feel like your isolation has created a lot of doubt in the people around you. They're wondering where you are, why you don't talk to them anymore, why you guys don't hang out, why you're picking and choosing, you know, who to be with, because it's something to that effect, right? Like maybe you had this group of friends, y'all was all cool, and then you sort of like distance yourself, you know, fell out with some people. I feel that there's some actual falling out with some people here. And it was just like, girl, I'm not dealing with it. Sir, bro, like get out of here. And I don't need to be around that. But then like, if there was 5 of y'all, there's one that you still cool with, like one that you could still deal with. And it's making the other people feel away or jealous or like, what did I do that you can't chill with me, but you could still fuck with her? And we all used to chill together. But what this person doesn't understand is that this person does not drain me. This person doesn't need anything. This person is not dumping on me with their fucking misery all the time. You know what I mean? And I don't want to say it like that because when you're in friendships, when you're in family dynamics, we do care. We want to hear what's wrong. How can we help you? You know, we're there to lend that shoulder and lend that ear. But too much of anything is not good for you. So it's like, if every time I see you, I have to argue, I have to fight, I have to prepare. You know, you ever have that friend? I used to be that friend. I know I used to drain the shit out of people when I was younger, that if they were around me, they were like, everybody was like on edge, because they're like, man, Samantha's about 3 drinks in. Any minute now, she's gonna smack the shit out of somebody and we gonna get into a whole fucking bar fight. You know what I mean? That's draining. And I know I can take accountability for that. That shit was so toxic. But it's like, you're at a level now, at your big age now, right? Like, that you're realizing these are not the things you want anymore, you know? And so people are crazy, because I say that to say, like, it had to be me in those situations to realize that I had to change. But some of you are realizing this about other people, or maybe it's self-reflection. Maybe you're realizing that about yourself now. Maybe you are around people who, you know, are fucking fighting all the time, are drunk and crying all the time, like, oh my God, my life, or whatever. And it's like, bitch, this shit is trash. You know what I mean? But you're looking at yourself in a way like, yo, what is it about me that these people keep finding me, you know, or these people feel like I give a fuck, or these people feel like they can do this to me, you know what I mean? Like, or why am I the person that you want to be around when all this fucked up shit is happening to you? And like I said, there's balance, because yes, I want to be there for my loved ones. I want to be the shoulder for you to cry on. I want to defend you. I will beat a bitch up, but not all the time. If you are somebody who's doing this every fucking time I see you, bitch, I'm done. Like, pack that up. Like, it's over. You know what I mean? You don't got nothing else going on in your life. You don't want to go, like, watch a movie, do yoga, sleep, eat. Like, why is every time it's like, let's get drunk and cry for 4 hours? Why every time it's like, let's go because we got to beat these bitches up? Why every time it's like, yeah, nigga, we at the spot, we gonna fuck with these bitches and la la la. Like, even that, I feel like there's a guy right now in a guy dynamic, like, man, y'all niggas is yesterday's paper. Like, this is what we do. All we do is smoke, talk about bitches, fuck on some random bitches we don't give a fuck about. Like, this shit is whack. You know what I mean? And I think you're in a space where you're realizing, like, I'm a new version of myself. There's things that I need to fix, because I need to attract a different energy. I need to align with different energy, right? Because it's the lack of resignation. The Tower, the devil, Lord have mercy. 3 of Wands in the world. Yeah. Honestly, some of y'all, there's that, honestly, I gotta say, this is that violent energy I saw again. And I'm using the Edgar Allan Poe deck. So these cards show no mercy in a lot of the fucking imagery. It's like, straight up and down, some of y'all gonna get into a fight with a family member or a friend. You're gonna get into a straight up physical altercation because you can't take it anymore. This shit has been just a whirlwind of emotion. It's been a lot of, I don't want to say backstabbing, but it does feel like people have taken jabs at you, you know, or there's been situations that you have to question somebody's loyalty, or you have to question somebody's integrity, you know, like the morale of the situation is just like, ew, I don't, you know, that's how you are. I don't want that. You know those situations where, like, a friend never did you dirty, but you watched them do somebody else dirty. And you like, if you could do that to them, what could you do to me? You know what I mean? Like, if you could really go that low and do that disgusting, petty, whatever, the scandalous shit, right? It's like that girlfriend who be sleeping with niggas' mans, and you know it, and maybe at one point you used to kind of cheer her on, like, bitch, you crazy, or whatever. Oh, like, yeah, go get it, girl. Oh, well, whatever. But it's like, now you coming into your age, and you kind of like, this bitch is a hoe. Like, I don't want to be, like, this bitch, I got to watch my man around her. If you got to feel that way around people that you're calling friends, that's not your friend. You know what I mean? You're not their friend. It's kind of time to come out of that situation. It's something to that effect where it's like, you've been around these people, and the more that you spend time with them lately, or the more that years have gone on, you realize, like, I I don't like this. I don't want to be around people like this. And that's okay. That's actually a good thing. You know, that speaks to your growth. That speaks to your integrity and your morals and the fact that you're striving to be a better version of yourself. And some people are not, you know, or some people are just not on your level. I do feel like there's something here where like this could be also, you know, gang affiliated for some people. I'm getting like gang, I'm getting organization. It could be like maybe you was you know, a gang member. I'll just say that, you know, or you was a street person, like a hood person, and you did a lot of hood activities, right? But now you at a level where you like, bro, I can't keep doing this. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to hurt people, you know. I don't want to rob niggas. I don't want to, like, this is not even who I am anymore. I'm trying to be somebody else. But the people around you are still on that bullshit. And that can be very difficult to come out of. So I'm sending love, light, and protection. Somebody the other day was like, oh, there's no such thing as love and light because there needs to be balance. And while you write, sis, about there needing to be balance, it's still okay to choose to move on the positive side. But again, I will emphasize, too much of anything is no good for you, right? Too much angelic shit, you're going to get walked all over. Too much evil, you're going to become a demon. Like, so yes, the yin and yang is very important in this situation. But there's a time and a place. And right now is a time where a lot of you are in desperate need of positivity, desperate need of love and light, desperate need of like zen, you know, like you gotta like maybe go in your little bubble and chill. But what I want to say is don't spend too much time in isolation to the point where you think you're better. But really what it is you chose not to deal with whatever the problems were. And now when you come back, you don't even know how to handle this shit anymore. And it's a catastrophe. I hope I'm making sense with this reading. This shit feels kind of crazy. The Judgment card, I'm telling you, this is an opportunity to really let go. Okay, yeah, Judgment, 5 of Cups. I don't feel like this is something that you're trying to revitalize. I don't think that anybody, some of you, yes, but I think the majority of the people that are viewing this, when they come to view this, you're not trying to relive this shit. For real, you're not. Like, you're just realizing, like, this is how it has to go. This is how it has to end. And I'll be honest with you with this energy. The endings are going to be rough. Like, Tower and the Death card, heavy Scorpio. Brutal Scorpio energy with this. You know what I mean? But you have to be patient. You know, give this situation as much grace as you possibly can. Give yourself as much grace as you possibly can. Because this is really a rock your world kind of ending with people at this time. And I know that we talk about love and romance a lot, but honestly, ending anything with a family member or like a best friend, that shit is tough. Those people don't talk about that enough. Please be quiet. People don't talk about that enough. Like, my heart breaks more when I gotta cut off a family member than if I had to cut off a nigga. You know what I mean? Like, my heart breaks more. Like, if I gotta stop begging with my cousin, my mother, you know what I mean? My sister, that shit breaks me. Like, I'm at home crying like if I just had a bad breakup. And I don't think that people respect that enough. They don't consider that those connections are very important. And these people were a part of your soul tribe for a very long time. But I think that it's time for you to find a new tribe. I think that you have shed enough skin, you know what I mean? And you're not a little garden snake anymore. You a big, you moving. And I don't say snake to be like, I know snakes are referenced with a lot of evil, but in many cultures, snakes are actually very positive omen, protective omen, and lucky, you know. But what snakes are is, they have a strategy to them. You know what I mean? You barely see one. Like, they're not something you see very often. They know how to move in a way where they are sort of invisible to the naked eye. You know, and as you get bigger, as a snake sheds skin and grows and gets bigger, it gets harder and harder for them to hide, yet they still manage, right? You can be in a jungle and there's a fucking anaconda 22 feet long wrapped around a branch in a way that if it does not move, you won't see it. You will not see it. You would think it's just a part of that tree. So there's something to that effect that's happening right now in your lives. And you're having to move with this sort of strategy, with this grace, and, you know, be moving in a way where you're not very noticeable. You know, only people who matter are going to notice you, and it's because you're attracting a different type of tribe. It's like other things that can see you, you know, like, I don't know what's the analogy they're giving me, but like, something about moving in the dark, because the moon energy too speaks to that. Like, there's a nocturnal energy here. Like, you know how some animals, they can only see in the dark? It's some shit like that. Whatever that means, you know, take it how it resonates, whatever. Let's get some advice for you on this situation, because a lot of you are really about to go through a difficult process of elimination right now, okay? Because that's what it is. You're cleaning house, and that's very on brand with end of the year swag, right? We at the back quarter. We're in the last quarter, the last stretch. So yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Continue to take action towards newness, okay? Anytime there's a new opportunity, a new chance, a new person, a new job, a new whatever, continue to move in that direction. Do not look back. These are one of those situations where when you leave, when you walk out that door, close it, seal it, lock it, even fucking bolt it shut if you have to. Like, you know, there's something to that effect. This is not a door that you are meant to walk back into. Okay. This is a door I'm hearing that God kind of wants to close forever. And that's rough. That's why it's so rough, because some of you have been in these connections, especially if this is family. You feel like society has taught you, or whatever, your faith, your family morals have taught you that, you know, we're family, we're supposed to stick together no matter what. But somebody has done you like, they don't treat you like family. You know, they don't treat you like family. And so fuck them. And that's really as raw as they giving it right now. Fuck all that shit. This is a door that, like I said, once you get by it, you need to latch that shit up. You need to nail it down and make sure that you have no fucking business to ever go back out that door. You know, make a new one. That's what God is saying. I don't care if you close that door and it was the only exit. Do not open that door back up. Build a new one. Break down the walls and find you a new fucking way out. Make a new entrance, okay? Damn, that was heavy. That was a strong-ass message. Okay. I want to do one more. No, it wasn't with this, though. Sorry. I'm going to get y'all a spiritual message. Spiritual. Thank you. Damn, y'all. That was like... yeah, don't hurt nothing, man, because I do definitely see physical altercations with people, and that's kind of, well, depending on who you are, but I think like in our big age, it gets more rare that we actually physically fight it with people, because we have more self-control, you know, we understand things better, we have more to lose. But I feel like somebody might get knocked out at the reunion, like, you know what I mean? It's some shit like that. Okay, your spiritual message for the collective spirit. Thank you. Activated Earth and trust where you're led. You got two cards that came out. You have Activated Earth. Okay. You can see it there. It says power places, lay lines, and trust where you are led. And then you have Cracked Open. This is one of my favorite cards. Okay. Rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. This is literally what the entire message was about. You know, like, you have to become, you're ready to become, you've already hit rock bottom. You know what I mean? Like, so that's the shedding of the skin, that cracked open that is only up from here. But in order to go up, you're going to have to hurt some feelings. You know, you're going to have to really disconnect from some real shit and really begin the true healing process, okay? Because if somebody does me dirty And then I act like whatever. I isolate myself for a couple of months and then I come back around, but we never address it and we act like nothing happened. I didn't heal from that situation and it's a matter of time before it triggers me again and I'm beefing again. No. It's like that's why I said the door with the nails. That's what God was showing me. It's like there's no going back. There's really no going, like that's it. This part of your life is done. You're not, you shed too much skin. You don't fit here anymore. You know what I mean? It's like being, when them little birds, they mothers hide the eggs inside these tiny pieces of tree, like where the crack is so little. But it's like at a certain time, you got to come out of there because if not, you'll be stuck in the tree forever because you've gotten too big to like get in and out that little space, if that makes sense. All right. So yeah. That's all I gotta say. I'm done rambling. Love y'all to death. Love, light, and abundance.